In my previous videos, you've seen me use this graph many times because of how I've viewed or how my experiences have led me to this conclusion that leadership and management are two skills that complement each other. I'm Eric with Leadership Development. Today, we're going to talk about specifically the leadership skills and what they do for you as a leader. Not the manager, just your leader part. While I have your attention, hey, do us a favor. Hey, please hit that subscribe button. Help us tell our story to others growing leaders that want to be more successful. Okay, so we're going to take this part of the diagram. This is the leadership part of the diagram. And in here, you're going to have two portions. You're going to have the portions that blend in with your managerial skills, and then you have the portion that is exclusively leadership. So to begin, we're going to begin with what I call the core skills. And the reason why I'm calling these the core skills, because even a manager with no leadership ability can do them as well. So these core skills that fall between the two that are going to be things such as decision making, communication, assertiveness, situational awareness, adaptability, flexibility, mission analysis, and problem solving. They work on the leadership side and they work on the management side, because even a great manager doesn't have to have leadership skills. They just have to have those basic skills to be successful. But we're talking leadership here. And so let's talk about what we would see, what would it complement in the leadership only side. And that is emotional intelligence and conflict resolution. Here's my favorite one: ubiquitous or omnipresent. Interpersonal communications, environment or cultural management. That's a leadership skill. But the most important one is understanding human behavior. So let's go back to the core. The first one that we talked about is decision making. Decision making, everyone acts like I make decisions every day. Yeah, you do. But when you're talking about an organization that has impact on other people's lives, your decision making process needs to have a sound way, a sound process in which you're using analytical data and good experiences to be able to put the two together to come up with the best solution possible. And guess what? You, as a leader, don't always have the best answers. Your people do from their experiences and their points of view. Allow them to be able to bring it up and collaborate it together to come up with the best solution possible. The next one is communication. Everywhere I go, I hear how the biggest problem with everyone's organization is their lack of communication. They can talk too much or they can say very little. The problem the problem with communication isn't that they talk too much or talk too little. It is the expectations of what the words mean. Because words have meaning to different organizations. What we say in the military isn't always the same that you guys would say in corporate America. We use the word pivot, you use the word pivot. My idea of pivot is not the same as your idea of pivot. So communication comes down to how do we treat or how do we translate these words? What do they mean to us? Assertiveness. Now this is a big deal. Why? Because being assertive isn't about being aggressive and being in everyone's face. But at the same time, you're not, far back and letting everything just happen in front of you. You are right there in the middle. You are enough to push it forward, but not in everyone's face to make things happen. You're allowing them to be able to react or to be able to take initiative, to be able to continue the project or the voyage, your journey, forward to make the project successful. Situational awareness. This is the mother of all skills, because without situational awareness, you can miss out on what's hiding or what is a solution or what is the problem. And we do that through problem framing. By being able to give that problem, that ambiguous problem, a proper name, you've now given it a target. You now have something to aim at. But situational awareness allows you to not only know what you see, what does your leadership team over there think? What do they see? What about your people on the front lines? What do they see? They help you build your situational awareness. Most executives who are sitting in their corner offices don't understand that their decisions without proper feedback, without proper situational awareness, can create an angry mob of customers. By properly listening and using the data available to you to create the situational awareness, the executive can make a proper decision, put in proper policies and procedures to not only benefit the organization, but benefit the triangle of trust. We talked about that before. It's not the executive who's out there doing it. It is the frontline employee doing it. And we have to build their trust that way. But guess what? We have our clients and our customers, and we have to build trust that way. But the thing we can't control is the trust between the employee and the customer, because if we don't create the conditions, that will never exist. But if we do create the conditions where the employee out in front with the customer every day and they have a strong relationship, that allows the triangle of trust to be a strong bond that makes your organization successful, makes your corporation profitable. But it comes down to creating that triangle of trust. Adaptability and flexibility. This is big because people fall in love with their plans. I have seen many executives and I have seen many military leaders do the same thing. They fall in love with their plan so much that when it starts to unravel after the first initial contact, they freak out. They start grabbing all the control because they think they have all the answers. But by having a good plan is only part of the answer. But having a good planning process is a greater answer. And here's why. Just because the leader has experience and knowledge makes things happen, it is the execution by the frontline managers that make it successful, because you've given them the ability to adapt and flex by having them to be able to make decisions on the spot. And we do that through training, you do that through your policies, and you do that through your procedures, that you give them the trust and confidence to make a decision at their level, to keep within the core values, to keep on the mission analysis, to keep on the vision. They have those three things. They will make proper decisions that will benefit you and allow you to think about greater future things while they're handling the day-to-day. Mission analysis and problem solving. This is a big one. This is the biggest one that you have because everything's a problem. You know, that's why we went to problem framing, right? We talked about problem framing, and now we have targets. And those ambiguous things are now concrete things. And now we can aim at them and we can put the proper, we can weaponize our resources to take care of those targets. Through good problem framing, good mission analysis, proper planning procedures, you're able to then solve problems that allow people to come to you and trust you because you have the answer to make their lives better. Hey, I'm Eric with Leadership Developed. If you liked this video, hey, please give us a thumbs up. Also, please hit subscribe. Share this with other growing leaders. Help us spread our message to people who could use this the most to be successful. Help us reunite our nation, our culture, and be the best that we can be. If you missed last week's video, hey, this is pretty sentimental to me. I lost a good friend, and I'm sharing with the world what this friend meant for me. We will talk to you guys again next week.